Hey everybody, thanks for joining today. This is Todd with Movies Guys Like, and I'm happy that you are watching this video. What I wanted to do was I wanted to do some reviews of movies that are guy movies, okay? So I was born a guy, I am a guy, I identify as a guy, and I like guy movies. I like those movies that have a lot of action. I like comedies, but they typically are not the type of movies that go to the Oscars. If you look at a lot of the folks out there that are reviewing different movies, they always tend to gravitate towards those Oscar type movies, or movies that have big celebrity names, or movies that are trying to talk about some sort of message that they're trying to convince us to believe. And I'm not into that. I want to go to a movie. I want to see a lot of killing. Maybe I want to see some swearing, and I just want to have a good time. I want to be taken away, and I want to pretend that I am in that world and not thinking about anything else. So I think about movies from when I was younger, like Tango and Cash, Over the Top, recently The Expendables, John Wick, all the diehards, of course. All right, those are movies that aren't going to win Oscars or any awards, but they're good movies. They typically don't get good reviews, usually because they are not made by, top producers, directors, but they're still good movies. They're still good entertainment that takes you away. And that's what we're going to talk about. I'm going to look at those types of movies, and I'm going to share my feedback and thoughts on it. I'm not going to give any spoilers or anything like that. So if I look at what we're going to be reviewing in a movie, there's a few key areas that I'm going to, grade, if you will, and then also give you an overall ranking on the movies. So one of the things I look at, and this sounds really silly, but it to me is a good indicator of the movie, is the previews. If I go to a movie and I see some really good previews, then that gets me excited and it makes me want to be ready for the movie. But if I see previews for stuff that I do not enjoy or wouldn't want to watch, then I'm probably not going to like that movie. So as an example, I just saw He-Man, and that's going to be the first video or first movie that I'm going to review. And He-Man had some really good trailers in front of it. It had a trailer for Spider-Man. It had a trailer for Jason Statham's new movie, Mutiny, a movie coming out with Ewan McGregor called The End of Oak Street, which is about dinosaurs. So it was just really cool. It was really good previews, and I knew the movie was going to be good. So, and again, next video, I'll talk about He-Man specifically. But when I watch these movies, I'm going to share information on the previews. I'm going to look at the movie from the standpoint of, did it take me away, or did I look at my watch to wonder when it was going to be over? If I'm constantly looking at my watch, it's probably not a movie I'm going to enjoy, so I'm not going to do that. The other thing I'm going to look at is whether or not the movie is cheesy or corny. So there's some movies out there that are corny, but they're good, and there's some movies out there that are really corny and they're bad. I'll let you decide what you think about Sharknado, but I would consider Sharknado a very, very corny or cheesy movie. So I'll talk about that. The other thing that I absolutely hate in a movie is if the movie was made to talk about some social or political injustice or religious injustice, and they're trying to get us to believe or think the way they think. I hate that. Think about movies. I mean, it's a cartoon, but WALL-E. WALL-E was talking about, and it was, about how people were getting fat, right? And Earth was getting fat, and that's what the movie was really about. The Lorax, Dr. Seuss, okay? That movie was just about saving the environment. It's just not what I want to see, and it's not, I'm not at the movies to be sold anything. So I'm going to talk about that as well. And then I'm also going to just talk about the movie in general from an action standpoint. Was there a lot of killing? Is there a lot of action? Is there a lot of humor? Swearing? I'll just give a brief breakdown on all that stuff, again, without getting any spoilers to you. So that's the plan with this video series. I'm excited for this, and I hope that you will continue to watch. And where there's places for you to do feedback, I would love to hear what you think about this idea. And then as we get through some of these reviews, if you have some thoughts or some things you'd like me to add to it, I'd love to hear from you. So thank you again for joining, and take care.